trenching contingency clause serves to address unforeseen conditions encountered during trenching operations that could materially affect the cost or timeline of a project. The contractor must notify the owner promptly upon encountering any unforeseen conditions. These conditions include, but are not limited to, large rocks or boulders that cannot be removed by standard excavation equipment, buried utilities or other infrastructure not identified in the project plans, and unstable ground conditions that require additional safety measures. The owner has the sole right to determine whether the unforeseen conditions constitute a material change to the project. If the owner determines that the unforeseen conditions are material, the following steps apply. Firstly, regarding cost adjustment, the contractor must submit a written proposal outlining the additional costs associated with addressing the unforeseen conditions. Secondly, the owner will review the proposal and, if approved, will issue a change order to adjust the contract price accordingly. Thirdly, the contractor cannot proceed with work related to the unforeseen conditions until the change order is approved. As for timeline adjustment, the contractor must submit a revised schedule that reflects the anticipated delay due to the unforeseen conditions. The owner will review the revised schedule and, if approved, will issue a change order to adjust the project timeline accordingly. In the event of a dispute, if the owner and contractor cannot agree on the scope of the unforeseen conditions or the appropriate cost and timeline adjustments, any dispute will be resolved in accordance with the dispute resolution provisions of the contract. It is important to note the exclusions to this clause. This clause does not apply to conditions that were reasonably foreseeable or could have been anticipated by the contractor during the preparation of the bid or contract. This is to ensure the contingency applies only to truly unexpected events, not to risks that should have been considered during the initial project assessment. The contingency clause provides a framework for addressing unforeseen issues in trenching projects. The contractor bears the responsibility of promptly notifying the owner of the encountered or unforeseen condition. The process that follows includes a cost adjustment in which the contractor is expected to provide a detailed written proposal that includes the additional cost that the unforeseen condition has created. Then, the owner must review this proposal and approve it, providing a change order to reflect the updated cost of the project, and only when the change order has been officially approved can the contractor begin work on the unforeseen condition. There is also a timeline adjustment, similar to the cost adjustment, in which the contractor provides a revised schedule that demonstrates the delays caused by the condition, and the owner also has to approve the new proposed schedule. Finally, any disputes will be handled according to the contract. It is important to keep in mind what is excluded from the contingency clause, as it is not a blanket for any condition that arises. It only covers conditions that could not have been foreseen. The key elements include a clear definition of what constitutes an unforeseen condition, a process for notification and documentation, procedures for cost and timeline adjustments, and a mechanism for dispute resolution. The notification process should require the contractor to provide detailed documentation of the unforeseen condition, including photographs, descriptions, and any relevant data. The cost adjustment process should require the contractor to provide a detailed breakdown of the additional costs incurred as a result of the unforeseen condition, including labor, materials, and equipment. The timeline adjustment process should require the contractor to provide a revised project schedule that reflects the impact of the unforeseen condition on the overall project timeline. The dispute resolution mechanism should provide a fair and efficient means of resolving any disagreements between the owner and the contractor regarding the unforeseen condition. The successful implementation of a trenching contingency clause requires clear communication, thorough documentation, and a collaborative approach between the owner and the contractor. By addressing unforeseen conditions proactively and fairly, both parties can minimize the impact on project costs and timelines and ensure the successful completion of the project. This clause is essential for managing risks and ensuring that projects can proceed smoothly even when unexpected challenges arise. When drafting a trenching contingency clause, it's vital to consider several factors to ensure it effectively addresses potential unforeseen conditions. Firstly, define what constitutes an unforeseen condition with specific examples such as large rocks, buried utilities, or unstable soil. Secondly, outline the contractor's responsibility to notify the owner promptly upon discovering such conditions. The notification should include detailed documentation. Thirdly, describe the process for cost adjustments due to the unforeseen condition, including the requirement for a written proposal from the contractor and a formal change order from the owner. Fourthly, explain how the project timeline will be adjusted, again requiring a revised schedule from the contractor and approval from the owner. Fifthly, include a dispute resolution mechanism to handle disagreements. Finally, clearly state what is excluded from the clause, such as conditions that could have been reasonably foreseen during the bidding process. By addressing these considerations, the trenching contingency clause becomes a robust tool for managing risks and ensuring project success.